So, you mentioned something about you're playing, you're doing a Let's Play of Oblivion and Pokemon Crystal. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, actually. I'm going to start recording around the 1st, because that's when I'm going to buy my capture device.
You mean of March?
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as this month ends, I'm going to... Well, I'm looking around at capture devices right now. I'm looking at one called Debut. Seems pretty cool.
So,
seems worth it, but I'm going to look around, but I'll start recording definitely on the 1st, and I'll have videos up by latest on the 3rd.
So when you say device, do you mean like software, like an actual physical device, like a capture card?
Software. I'm mainly a PC gamer, so a device really wouldn't be all of use to me and mainly be a waste of money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because why buy something I'd only use 1 or 2 times? Besides, I've got 60 games in my Steam library. If I run out of those, I'm doing something wrong. But one of the playthroughs I'm going to be doing is Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, one of my all-time favorite games that I really hope to share with the audience. It's going to be modded to give everyone a bit of a new experience in case they watched a Let's Play of it before. And the other one is Pokemon Crystal, the first game I ever beat on my own, and something that's very near and dear to my heart.
So, did you beat other games but with people's help before?
Yeah, it was when I was very young, about maybe 6 or 7. And we went to Sam's Club. You know, back then Sam's Club wasn't near as huge. And I saw Pokemon Crystal, and I just had to have it.
Okay. So what were some of the games you beat in the past with other people's help?
Just random SNES games. The one that sticks out the most in my mind is A Link to the Past.
Oh, okay.
Afterwards, I beat it on my own when I got a little bit older, but I was very young, and Link to the Past isn't a complex game, but when you're 4, I don't think you're gonna beat it.
That makes sense. What was the first console you had? Was it the SNES or the Game Boy?
The NES.
Oh,
Very, very young when I got it, but I remember playing games on it vividly. We only had it for a little bit, though. Like, maybe a month or 2, and then we got the SNES.
So it was... Let's see, I forgot the exact year Crystal came out, but it was like 1998, 1999, 2000, around that time period.
Yeah, so, really close to 2000, very close to the Game Boy Advance launch.
So you beat Crystal and then got the original Nintendo?
No, I got the original Nintendo. I just played it a lot with my family.
But so you didn't actually beat any games on it? Crystal was the first one you actually beat, was that it?
Yeah, beat on my own. We beat games together, but Crystal was really the first time I was so interested in a game and played it alone to beat it by myself. So it really holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah, because
I never beat the original Pokemon. It shames me to say it as a gamer, but man, I beat Fire Red years later, but never the original Pokemon.
I think I was actually doing a video on Pokemon Blue. I was planning on, I already finished it. I just was going to re-commentate over it, so that should be up in a few weeks.
That'll be nice. I'd enjoy watching that. It always was harder for me to play the first 3 Pokemon games, just because I got so used to the luxury of how the bags work and some of the systems that were implemented in Crystal. I guess it spoiled me.
Being able to press select to automatically draw the bike out.
Yeah, and having all your items in different spaces in your bags, like medicine is in one place, and TMs and HMs are in the other.
That makes sense, yeah.
That really spoiled me. And then Emerald came along, and I fell in love with Emerald.
Did you ever play Ruby or Sapphire, or did you just go straight to Emerald?
I played Ruby and Sapphire. I beat both of them, but I just enjoyed Emerald so much more.
Is it because of the battle facilities, like the battle... I think the battle tower was in Ruby and Sapphire, but they added additional battle facilities in Emerald. Is that what you liked about it?
some of the other little tweaks, there were a lot of little different things that they changed. Nothing major, but just some tweaks that I really enjoyed. Holy shit.
Is that a tank?
Yeah, that's a tank. I'm already dead. I feel ashamed. Yeah, don't let it hit you.
Easier said than done. Pretty fast.
Just some of the little tweaks they added I really, really enjoyed. And I found all the boss battles really fun. And I'm dead. You'll run into me later on in the level. I'll be trapped in a closet or something.
Okay. So Stickynote is kind of down, so I'm going to try to go over to him.
Yeah.
If I have enough time to.
You will. They bleed out slow if you're not being attacked.
It looks like Rochelle got to him first, so that's okay.
Yeah. Bots are very useful for getting special infected off of you and healing your party members. See, she's healing you when she should be healing herself.
Yeah, that's helpful.
It is. It really is. What about you? What was one of the first games you ever beat?
The first game I ever beat was Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo.
You know, I never played that.
So what were some of the other games you played on the Super Nintendo?
Well, I had the Super Nintendo for a few years, 1 or 2, before I got my first PlayStation, which my brother brought over. But Link to the Past, old football games, Friday the 13th. I played a lot of SNES and NES games on it. I played Punch-Out on the SNES. Just a lot of iconic old games, Mega Man, all that good stuff.
Okay.
But the one that sticks out most in my mind is The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
I remember on the Super Nintendo, the third game I got was this Jungle Book game, and I kept getting really far in it, but I never beat it. I still haven't to this day. And it was in a lot of the older games, if you die, you have to do the entire game all over again.
Yeah.
Which
I remember I played Pitfall when I was about 4 or 5. You know what Pitfall is?
It sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not exactly sure what it is.
It's like where you're trapped in a jungle, and you have to get over all these obstacles. And I got far, but I could never beat the damn thing.
Oh. Was there any particular part that you were having trouble with? Or?
There was this lion or jaguar that you had to get past, and I just could not do it.
You know, it's kind of ironic. It's the same thing that happened in Jungle Book. I got to the boss of the game several times, but I just never beat it, and I usually I would mess up or something, and then, you know, I had to do the entire game all over again.
I can relate to that. When I played Kingdom Hearts when it first came out, I spent so many hours playing that game, and I got to the final boss, and I could just never beat it.
But at least on Kingdom Hearts, there's, you know, a save setting, so if you lose on the final boss, you can just go back to the final boss again.
I did enjoy Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot more, though.
Did you ever play against Sephiroth on the original Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, don't remind me. Don't remind me. He was evil. I waited till endgame when I was like level 50. And I had the best gear I could find at the time. I upgraded all my shit. I had the best abilities that I could find equipped. And he destroyed my ass.
I eventually beat him, but I was like, you know, kept looking up ways to do it online, and I faced him over and over and over, and, you know, I leveled up a lot and got all the best equipment. And even then, it was really challenging.
Oh yeah, he's a ridiculously hard boss. Like, just insanely hard.
That's probably kind of the idea of why they make him optional, because if they made him like the final boss that you had to beat, then a lot of people just probably couldn't finish the game at all.
What do you get for beating him?
I don't even remember.
Is it at least like a good Keyblade or something?
Yeah, like I said, I don't even remember. I don't think it's anything good.
That's one thing that pisses me off, is when they throw in these hard challenges and there's no payoff. So many games do that. They just give you these ridiculously hard bosses or enemies, and you don't get shit for it.
That's kind of the good part about achievements and trophies in this generation. At least if you don't get anything within the game, at least it's kind of like more bragging rights. Like other people are gonna know that you did it.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I don't really like it. I'd rather get a reward in game.
Yeah, me too.
That's one of the reasons I like Dark Souls. As insanely hard as it is, at least when you fight a strong enemy, you get something worth it. Like the Black Knights, you get some pretty cool gear from them if you beat them.
Tell me about some of the gear that you get.
I personally can never get very far because I sucked at the game, but I remember beating the first few Black Knights, and that was hell. But when you beat the first Black Knight, you get this big-ass sword that requires a shit ton of strength to use.
So did you even have enough strength to use it?
Yeah, because I was focusing in strength, because I had a sword called the Zweihander that I really wanted to use. So I had enough by the time I got it, but it was still a pain in the ass to do. Sorry for the dogs in the background. They saw a shadow and they got spooked.
So, in your opinion, what's the most difficult thing in a video game that you've ever done?
That's a tough one. I've done a lot of hard shit. It would either be between a swordless Zelda run.
What Zelda game was that?
The first one.
Oh, the first one.
Or, let me think. Doing Majora's Mask with 5 hearts.